So I don't think young men and young women understand how important it is to come from winning programs or just have a winning mindset set into you based on your competition that you've either faced and what necessarily your ability, attention to detail. If you're trying to win and get to a 4-year situation, a lot of times the 4-year might not be interested just for the simple fact that you're coming from a losing situation and how are you going to help them win? Because at that point, they're essentially coaching for their jobs. I mean, we all are, but at the same time, there is more of a microcosm on them than it ever will be on us because we're just in a development area, more or less, for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides of this, and kind of what I've noticed. 4-year coaches want to recruit, players from winning programs, just whether it's high school or junior college. I think that's just a fact. And so, right now being at the junior college, if you're a 4-year school, you're looking at junior college programs. If the teams maybe 5-25 or 10-20, there may be maybe for sure maybe one, possibly two kids they're recruiting off that team. But I want to go past that second person, to be honest. And so you could be averaging 8-10 a game. But if your team's on 10-20, you're probably not getting the looks that someone that averaged 10 points per game that has won 22 games is getting. So from a losing program, a 4-year schools maybe you're recruiting one, possibly two at the most. If you're on a 21 team or a 25-win team, there's probably 5 or 6 guys that are getting recruited, at those programs. So I think coaches love players that come from winning programs. One, the buy-in, understanding the role, different things like that. I think that all comes into play. And at the end of the day, it's really just habits. If you're a winner, you have great habits. You know how to come to practice as a pro. You know how to compete. You know how to get along with teammates. You build your teammates up. Different things like that. So the game's not about you. In college, it's unique. 5 or 6 guys are average double figures. It's not like high school where only 1 or 2 guys get double figure scores. There's 5 or 6 guys. Some nights it'll be your night, some nights it'll be someone else's. And so, buying into that winning culture, is huge. The greatest player ever, Michael Jordan, talks about all the time. North Carolina, they always joke that Dean Smith was the only one that could hold him under 20 points. But he got that team concept. Obviously that carried on to him. Of building his teammates up. Winning those championships in the NBA.